Yo, what's up? It's me. I'm here in the beautiful Kangkochan National Park, the largest here in Thailand. We just stopped by the Koh Luang caves. Beautiful setup with Buddha statues everywhere. There's even a laying down Buddha, which is pretty cool. And today, the topic that I want to bring up with you today in this beautiful space is about space consciousness. What it is and what it means and how you can apply it to the different ways that you see the world. So basically, in a nutshell, space consciousness is being aware of the space around you, and not just here, but how it's applicable and necessary, and in fact, to the world of forms. So before we go into that, what are the world of forms? Well, the world of forms is essentially everything that you see here. It's every mountain, it's the grass patch that I'm standing on, every plant, it's that light post right there, it's those islands, anything like physical that comes up from the ground that you would see in a topographical map. Those are all examples of forms. And the interesting thing, in the Tao Te Ching, we talk a lot about space and space consciousness, talking about like positive and negative space. So positive space would be the forms, mountains, posts, positive things, and then negative space would be space around those objects. So basically the non-use space where there's nothing, where there is no thing. Well, the interesting thing about space consciousness is that many things, like this lake for example, couldn't be here unless there was space for the water to be carried in. And as a result, because there's that space, the water can go in it. Like a cup, if you look at like a cup, the utility of a cup is only as good as its space in the cup. If there's no space in the cup, it's not going to be used as a cup, it'd just be a cylindrical block. And that is not ideal when you're trying to drink out of it. A bowl is the same way. A window is another example. If you want the freedom to move through the space, through inside and outside, you can only do that because of what the space allows you to do, and that's going through the window. A room is the same way. A room is only as good as the fact that it's empty, and then you can put stuff in it. That cave is a cave because of the negative space. The stalactites being the positive space, and then the space around it that you can see is that negative space. And it's a very interesting way, like kind of like a dual way to look at it, with a lot of kind of duality, and it kind of changes the way that I see the mountains. So you just think, oh, the mountains are cool. It's like, yeah, the mountains are cool, but it's also the space around it that makes you appreciate the mountains. And you can also go in other things like, oh yeah, can't have the good without the bad and all that kind of stuff, but I want to make another vlog for that. Another example is in words or in language. Eckhart Tolle talks about space consciousness all the time, and that you must listen to the space between the words. And it's a very interesting take on language and stuff, just kind of trying to listen to that space between the words kind of thing. It's just another way to, if you're bored of the same old lecture, and try doing that. It's some Zen practice for you. Another way to kind of manifest that kind of space consciousness is like meditation. You're learning to find that space within yourself that you don't need thought. Thought being in the case of your mind, the realm of your mind, thoughts being like the positive matter, the positive space, and then like no thought, that clarity, that spaciousness being the negative space in your mind. So I might do another one on basic meditation. I've been doing that for a while. I've been getting some cool stuff happening to me. I've been getting the body high for a couple seconds. That was pretty cool. And the other day I kind of like moved back in my head. It was very interesting, but maybe I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so space consciousness, meditate, look at the space around the positive stuff, and space between the words. So another way to look at stuff, just kind of food for thought, cool questions. We're off to go see some waterfalls, and I'll see you next time.